Okay, so I watched the Superman film recently, and to tell you the end bit at the beginning, it is shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. I'll give you the score at the end. The only things I liked about this film is the things that I already know about Superman and a little bit about the other characters. I don't even know who all the other characters were. And there's like minimal introduction to more or less everybody, including motivations. And I think that summarizes more or less everything. And if you don't know everybody's motivations, then why do you care? Why is Superman so driven? I'll give you a little sprinkle. Also, there's actually 2 cameos in there. The first one made me smile, even though it went on a little bit too long, but overall it delivered. But the second one, what were they thinking? Also, they shoehorned in this dog that's got absolutely nothing to do with anything, really. It's ludicrous. Why is Lex Luthor so bothered? Just driven hatred and no stakes. And there's a point where Superman was in very bad trouble and the source of the threat was established, and the source of the threat was taken away over the biggest MacGuffin, which just rubs it in your face that there's been a little bit of thought, but no real talent and no real intellect has gone into this script on any level whatsoever if you exclude Lex Luthor. I think Lex Luthor was having a little bit of fun, which I enjoyed seeing, and you're probably going to enjoy seeing as well on some level. But this is a film over 2 hours. I challenge you, if you watch this, I'll guarantee at some point you're going to be looking at your watch thinking, how bored am I right now? Am I going to finish this film? Oh my gosh, how long have I been watching it? Oh my gosh, how long have I got left? And what is happening and why? And everything in the middle is a mystery and a disaster, and you're not going to go away from this film thinking, oh, I won't mind seeing that again. Oh, I think there were things about that which I wouldn't mind re-examining and making sure that I understand where they were going with it, because they didn't give you any reason to have any of those thoughts other than the time in your life that you're never going to get back. So I do this as a public service to y'all to save you the time that I couldn't save. Okay, so we're going to revisit a few areas and get into some spoilers, starting off with the dog. Now, did they establish anything about that dog whatsoever? Now, for me, I've known Superman throughout my lifetime, and I knew there was mention about a dog, but it's not widely enough known that you can just throw that into a film and say, well, there, crack on. Yeah, he's got a dog. Now live with it. And I still don't know what it could really do. But that dog went there and more or less saved the day. And it's like, well, where was he during most of the fight? He only responds to a whistle, you know what I mean? Ain't that smart of a dog? But it was enough to save the day. Right. On that subject, so we got Superman, and then somehow we've got evil Superman, let alone all this technology came from nowhere. They're very selective with the advanced technology. So yes, they can create wormholes. Yes, they can create alternate superhero type beings with nanobots, yes, but on other levels it's very simple. Let alone when that instant monster got created and it's looking at this building like they've never seen a monster before, and it's just about to wreck it, and all they can do is like, sip your tea. Not a hint of fear. And I tell you what, if I was ever going to go into battle, I want to go into battle with all the people in that office, because they are fearless. 100 men against a bear, they're going to be at the front line. Trust me, and I'll be following them at the back, right at the back with my fists ready. Yeah, come on, bear, let's go and see what we can do. Anyway, so you're up against the evil Superman, and he's just been pounding you and he's getting the upper hand. Then all of a sudden it turned into World Wrestling because he just finished unloading on this guy. Then the one guy does one move, and then the other guy's stunned and staggered. Even though I don't think he hit his face, he kind of did something with his arm, stunned and staggered, long enough for this piece of debris get sucked past another MacGuffin to go into this black hole, another MacGuffin, and he doesn't think to himself, oh, maybe I need to fly off. I don't know, maybe because his arm's broke or something like that, like since when that's been a problem. And then, okay, well, I guess that's taken care of now. But in general, every single person's motivation is not established and not explored. They're just not interested. This person, is he Clark Kent? We'll never really know. He had a little smattering of something, but it wasn't really meaningful. And we didn't know enough about Superman's background, even without Clark Kent, to establish anything about anything. And Lex Luthor, he gave hints to what his motivation would be. And then he wound all of that back and just said, nah, I'm just doing it because I hate the guy. And it's like, oh my gosh, how lazy is that? And then you got the robots in Superman's fortress. Where the hell have they been, and how do they kind of emerge from the earth, and how come they were so weak against two people when there's many? And why is there many? They're on their own in an ice fortress. And why did they write it for them to be so obtuse and uncaring? And even if they are machines, when was the last time you went on to Surrey and she said, oh, by the way, I'm just not bothered, mate, I'm an AI. Do you know what I mean? Never. So why is it going to be in this film? And after they've established all that unnecessary prior narrative, then right at the end as well, actually, does it sort of care for Superman? But even in that, it was non-committal. So it's like, well, why? And then to be honest, on every single note for me, it was more or less in that zone where 2 hours have gone by and it is just like flat line of nothing at all. And I didn't really care about Superman. I was marginally more interested to see what Lex Luthor was going to do, even though he kind of stole the whole film and stole the show in the limited time that he had. Credit to him. And didn't really care about the Lois Lane love relationship. It was just thrown in. And again, it's that prior knowledge of Superman. It's like, well, there you go, crack on with it. And I was thinking about what's the takeaway from the film? And in some way, I'm thinking, well, they're going to get rid of the dog because the dog is Supergirl's. So are they going to try and advance the franchise with Supergirl with absolutely minimal prior work in this film? And she turned up either dumb or drunk. So where is that going to go, and why was that necessary? Now, let's just put our thinking caps on. Instead of the dog saving the day, let's break the fourth wall. Instead of the dog saving the day, what about if, I don't know, Supergirl saved the day? It's like, oh my gosh, Supergirl is in the film and of course she's powerful. So 2-on-1, they get rid of evil Superman and establish her as a power and say, where has she been? Well, she's here now to save the day. And there's another interesting character to investigate, but not the way that they handled it. They did absolutely nothing with it. But again and again and again, what limited ideas they had, did nothing with it, did nothing with it, didn't do enough with it, did nothing with it, didn't do enough with it. That was it. Wrap it up. 3 out of 10. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to watch it again. That franchise has got absolutely no future whatsoever. And I can't believe what I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes in terms of the rating, which just shows how biased it is. But I'm interested to know your thoughts. What do you think? What's your rating? I'm out.